All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share with you a principle that I have applied in my life that has helped me to overcome stage fright, fear of public speaking, fear of putting my creative work out in front of other people, both friends and family and complete strangers. When I don't apply it, I don't get the benefits. And when I do apply it, I do. It's really simple. So if you're anything like me and like just about anybody, you love something. You love playing the guitar or writing stories or helping other people or creating software or baking or something that you use your creative talent to do, and it brings you joy to do it. And naturally, you want to share it with other people, either because it's artistic expression or because you genuinely think that this thing that you've made or discovered could help other people. And hello, we want to help other people get the benefits that we've gotten from something we've discovered or created. So you're like, great, I'll do it. And then you don't. You just feel this thing on top of you that keeps you from doing it. And it's like somebody's holding onto your shoelaces and you can't run that marathon. And what's going on? What is actually going on? I'm going to explain to you what I think is going on. And then we're going to talk about a very simple shift to turn that off and to put something else on instead. And again, this is something so simple. If you apply it, it'll work. I can guarantee you it'll work. You'll have to learn to do it. But as you remember it and apply it, it'll turn off that feeling inside. And it'll give you the greatest motivational drive and excitement to share and to perform and to do that I've personally ever experienced, okay? So here's what's going on. This is you. This is your audience or the receivers of the thing that you have or want to make. And this is the thing that you have or want to make. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's baking. Maybe it's software. Maybe it's intellectual principle that you think could help people. It could be anything. You love this thing. Your relationship with this thing, as represented by this part of the triangle, is awesome. There's your love for it, and there's your ability to do it. And those are often very different things, at least in our minds, right? So you love baking, you love songwriting, you love storytelling, and you don't feel it's that great because you're either a beginner or you've been doing it for a long time and you have no way to judge if it's good or not. And so naturally the self-doubt just says, well, obviously it's not great because it's not as good as the people that you admire and love. If you're a writer, it's not Shakespeare, so it's probably trash, right? So we have some insecurities about this, and yet we still do it because we love it so much. It feeds us, it fills us with fire, right? But here's what's actually going on. Here's the reason we don't share it with other people. We have an assumption. We assume that these people, when they see this thing, are going to think the same as you, that it's trash, that it's unworthy to be out in the world, and that whoever made it is probably a terrible, dumb person. Right? So what we're actually thinking about is this line right here. We're afraid that they will think less of us. And our self-esteem can sometimes be very strongly influenced by the esteem that other people attribute to us, or the way that they feel about us, or actually the way that we think they feel about us. And so we say, well, I'm not sharing this with them because as soon as they catch wind of it and see it, they're going to condemn and judge and belittle and insult me. And I don't need that in my life. I don't want to feel that way. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget about them and I'm just going to focus on my love of this thing. And if that's totally appropriate, by the way, for like a hobby or something. I was knitting something the other day while I was listening to a talk, and I don't want to make things. I just like the action of doing it. And so like, I'm not going to share it with anybody, and I don't care. It's not like essential to my life. But what is essential to my life, what I've learned, is that sharing the principles that I've learned with people and writing stories are very, very important to me. And I want to share them with other people. And in some respects, I feel called to do so. So I got to get over this thing, right? I got to get over this problem. So where are we? We're afraid of how they'll feel about us, right? And here's the thing. What we need to do is we need to focus on two parts of the bar, okay? We already got this one down. We love this part of it. And here's what we need to do. We need to only be thinking about this bar. Why? Because what we do is let me take it back. First bar is this one. We love the thing. We've learned how to do it. We want to do it, okay? And we've done it to the point where we can share it with people. They might think it's terrible. We think it's terrible, but it's there. I've baked the cupcake. I've written the song, okay? We can talk about finishing the song another day. I know that's the challenging part too. But anyway, then what we do, before we focus on the third part, the most important part, is we actually reverse the direction of this line. We've been thinking about what they might think about us. But what we do, this is what's going to solve the problem. What we do is we think about how much we care about them. When we think of this line in this direction, it's about me, my comfort, my esteem, my reputation, my sense of self, me. And we get fearful and smaller, and we don't want to be in the arena. We don't want to be helping other people. We're trying to preserve our own sense of self, our own self-esteem. But here's what you can do, okay? There's a scripture that says, perfect love casts out all fear. And that works every time. If you think about how much you love these people, how you care about them, how you want them to have something good in their lives. Maybe it's a principle that you've learned and you want to share it with them because you know that it's benefited you. And so you know that it'll benefit some of them too. Maybe it's that you want to bring delight into this world. You want to add to the ongoing creation of the world by putting your art out there, right? You want people to feel good feelings. You want them to be safe. You want them to be happy. You want them to be fulfilled and have what they want. And it's really simple. How can you start caring about these people more than you have done already? Or remembering that you care about them? You think about the fact that they're just like you. They want things. They need things. What are you afraid of? What do you care about? What are you worried about? What do you hope for in your life? They're going to care about the same things or very similar things or their own version of those things because we're all people, right? Look into yourself, see what you love and fear, and you can guarantee that there's going to be something that connects on that level. So if you think, wow, I've struggled artistically and it's been hard for me to put stuff out there. I guarantee myself that there are thousands of people out there who feel and have felt the same way that I do. So I'm making this video. So you think about how you don't want them to feel the pain anymore, and you do want them to rejoice in the benefit of this thing that you believe will work, right? Or the benefit, you rejoice in the feeling of consuming art that you have enjoyed, right? You've enjoyed art and you are so grateful for the people who made it. And so you flip that and you say, you know what? I want other people to be happy. So I'm going to make something and I hope that it'll make them happy. And you might say, yeah, well, my stuff's not good enough, whatever. But if you're focusing on caring about other people and wanting them to feel good feelings and to feel less painful feelings, that is going to launch your focus, your motivation outward and away from you. And when you're not thinking about yourself because you're thinking about other people, you don't feel those same feelings. They're gone. That only happens, the blockage only happens when you're thinking about yourself. So, number 3 over here, now that you love them and you love your art form, now all you do while you're making it and while you're delivering it to them is you focus on this part right here. How can I get this to them in such a way that they'll be able to benefit from it, right? So this is a one-time thing. It's probably already happened for you. And this is a regular reminder whenever you start to feel stuck and afraid. But this is what you focus on most of the time. If you are writing an article, You don't think, "Ooh, they're going to think I'm dumb because I don't say this as well as somebody else might." What you say is, if I just like write enough and communicate what is true, people are going to benefit from it. And they'll probably overlook the mistakes, or maybe they won't even notice them. And the people who do say, "Oh, I see mistakes, therefore I won't read it," that's going to be a minority. And people are going to benefit from this thing, right? So that's my recommendation to you. It works every time for me. Whenever I forget this, by the way, I feel I shrink back. But when I do this, I feel, frankly, I know it's not like professional, but the word is love, right? Maybe the more like less intense word is that I care about things. I care about people having good emotions and having fewer negative emotions. But love is going to launch your action, and it's going to help you not really worry that much about this part, right? And it's going to make you totally forget about this part. Now, I could talk in another video if anybody's interested about how to make it so that you don't feel as bad about this not being the quality that you want. Let me know if that's interesting to you. But for now, I really hope this helps, and I hope you have a wonderful day.